Hey guys, how you doing? Ron here with Tech Tips to Go. In today's video, we're going to go over the conference or the Zoom call that happened this morning with DNVGL and Jerome from Vechain. I wanted to break out this video into a lot of the important parts that I took out of that video, so you guys didn't have to kind of watch that whole hour of the replay. So if you do appreciate what I'm doing, click the subscribe button, click the bell notification, and also comment below and ask me some questions. Like I mentioned, I'm going to go over like Q&As of all your questions in a video probably tomorrow. So anyways, let's get into some important parts of the video. Now in this next clip, this is where I've talked in my other videos, and because we do supply chain solutions and our niche and the authority that we present our company as is an expertise in supply chain solutions. So we develop and deliver technology solutions and software and hardware for supply chain industry in the food sector. So that's us. We provide a lot of, in Toronto, where I'm from, we provide a lot of solutions for the food industry, especially in supply chain solutions. So this is where the partnerships is very valuable to companies. In this example, like we've got DNVGL and Vechain, because Vechain doesn't touch all these industries. They don't have expertise in mining, in gas, in sustainability, in clothing, in food, etc. They rely on their partners. And if we had that kind of partnership with PwC, etc., or all these like Deloittes of the world, we would be, a lot bigger than we are. And that's where, it's smart. They've got their little armies of partnerships that they're working with, where they don't necessarily, like VChain doesn't necessarily have to be an expert or a product expert into all these sectors like food, right? And in this clip he actually talks about it, and it's great because it's just not DNV Gel. Like I mentioned, they got PwC and Deloitte, and then in the future I think we're going to see more and more partnerships, because when I close deals, the reason why we win deals in Toronto is because we can touch based on all of our experience and say, well, we've been doing supply chain industry solutions in the food sector for over 15 years, right? Where I'm competing against someone else that's specializing in small business offices and technology, right? Where we will win 90% of our deals or proposals just based on our expertise and authority in that particular niche. So imagine VChain having all of these sectors covered, both in private and public. So listen to the next clip.
Any industry. DNVGL is the total complement. DNVGL has many experts in different industries. And the reason I'm saying that is not just like a sales pitch that I'm trying to make, is out of the different projects that have been involved with DNVGL. You've seen projects with meat import into China, so as we speak to experts in the food industry, projects we've done with the fashion industry, and here again we have experts that help us, especially in the field of sustainability. So when you meet with very large clients, last year we did a project with H&M, with the beanie in London. When you talk to companies like this, you really have to be able to go deep into the topic of sustainability. And together with the NVGL, we are definitely at that point. So that's why I'm very happy to be doing this with Gabriele today.
Maybe I will just say 2 words about the NVGL. It's a multinational company, which you might say it works operates in the TIC industry, that is testing, inspection, and certification industry. But it does this across different type of industries. So in business assurance, we look after supply chain in general. But then we have other business areas like maritime, oil and gas, energy, that look after these other type of industries, right? So I joined DNVGL back in 2012.
In this next clip, he talks about a new potential for some other news that's going to be coming out for sustainability. And listen to this clip here.
Initiated by a number of brands, among which you could find Adidas, you could find as well Kering. So Vechain and DNVGL pitched there as a startup and got selected to be part of the program, where we got to meet a number of companies to pitch for some projects related to sustainability. And I think what's very important is to see what all these brands are doing to get to a sustainability level. And they are doing initiatives all by themselves, but they're also doing initiatives tapping to the pool of innovating companies, and startups are probably the most agile in that space. Hence, why we had the chance to be part of that. Sustainability, you find it in the private sector, but it's also pushed by the public sector or world organizations. Again, we published some news last year where we worked with the United Nations on this topic, together with DNVGL as well. And this year, we are currently working with another initiative, still in the UN, where we are part of the expert panel. So hopefully, in the coming weeks, we can tell you more about this initiative.
So in this slide, this was back in September 17th, 2019, when Sunny tweeted on his tweet, and he mentioned, I like the top right corner. And this is from DNVGL when he mentioned releasing the digital assurance wallet to our 900,000 customer contacts as the main gateway to services, digital assets, identities, and ecosystems. So guys, I know a lot of people were asking about, well, DNVGL and Vechain, they have this great relationship, but how come nothing is moving in terms of ETH burn and etc.? And listen to this. So now that these 900,000 wallets is expected to come out, well, like we all saw this in one of my other videos. It said that this was supposed to come out in January of 2020. Like even Sunny mentioned this mass adoption, which is going to be big because this might be mandated by DNVGL as another ISO certificate or some kind of mandate that they have in terms of getting onto My Story for risk assessment and etc. So I think this is pretty big as well. And if you listen to the video in the next clip that I play here, it mentions that this was supposed to be released in January, but we all know, like, if you look at like projects like Ethereum has been kind of delaying. Cardano has their delay. So sometimes those companies don't even put hard dates because they know it's so hard to do development and etc. So anyways, listen to this. It's supposed to be coming out in June, and take a listen.
On the digital assurance wallet, which is still in development. Probably most of you know that it was promised to be out in January, but the development release date at least is June, and then we will see further when to actually put it out. But the wallet it's the essential tool that allows you to really bring together what we've been doing with My Story from a traceability and track and trace perspective with, if you want, a digital carbon ecosystem, and so bring My Story also into an ecosystem type of.
All right, so in this last point, in this last video clip, this is also another advantage of Vechain working with DNVGL is because of the market research and kind of knowing the analytics and the demographics of each customer and target market that they're going into. Because, Vechain being a technology company, their main focus is building that, awesome technology, the mainnet, how to figure out blockchain technologies and how to make it work. And yet again, relying on DNVGL to kind of help with market research, because if you're going after the right market, you're wasting less time trying to throw crap at the wall and see what sticks. Whereas companies like DNVGL, KPMG, and Deloitte, they already know the demographics of exactly which companies or what age demographics are going to be using their technology. So listen to the clip.
For the fashion industry, what is exactly, can we narrow this down and understand what are the drivers that are changing this industry? And we came out doing some research, also looking at research made by, for instance, KPMG or Deloitte and so on. We found out that there are these 5 main points that characterize the drivers that are changing the fashion industry. And first of all, we put the consumers, and especially the consumers that are millennials and the generation after the millennials. So the young, this new type of consumer segment, it's very different, for instance, from the boomers. This consumer segment is digital, is able to find and look for information. So before to buy a product, this type of consumer segment is able to research about the product. And and therefore make up their own opinions about the products, which
So anyways, guys, that is all I have for today. And I just want to say one more thing, right? Like, for those of you who are getting impatient, if you believed in the project from the start, why aren't you believing it now, right? It's just a matter of patience, right? It's not like, and I said this before, it's not like a company like Tesla grew from like $10 a share to what they are now, about, $1,000 Canadian or $800 US per share. It does take time to grow and develop that technology. And as you see, Vechain keeps developing and making revisions. Their partnerships keep growing, right? They're doing all of these AMAs and conferences to kind of help bring mass adoption into the blockchain industry, or companies or enterprises that want to adopt blockchain. So anyways, that's all I have. Please subscribe, comment, like, and I'll see you in the next video, guys.